It's been a while. It has been a while. But we're back. We're done with Hollow Knight. Took one hell of a detour, or one hell of a delay, a reprieve, whatever you want to call it. It's much more complicated. We'll get into it later. But we're back. I said I would be doing a bit more Risk of Rain, and here we are again, back to our runs. And you might notice that it's a bit different here with the difficulty. Now, me, being a very scared boy, I never really tried Eclipse, because for some reason it was always like a very unlucky charm for me. I just couldn't do it. I'd always die at stage 3. Always. It was like some kind of running gag. But this cycle, I think we're gonna hammer home Eclipse and see if we can conquer our fears and overcome our barriers. Now, what is Eclipse? You might think. And we're gonna put a bookmark in that very early on, because otherwise we'll be at this menu screen for ages. I think we're gonna go Captain. For some reason I'm looking at Captain and it just feels right. So I think we're gonna go Captain. And long story short for Eclipse, basically it adds a modifier to each of your runs. I'll explain a bit more later, but for now all you need to know is that at this level of Eclipse, we're starting at Monsoon difficulty. That never changes. But we have an extra modifier of every ally has minus 50 health. That also includes us. So, with that being said, let's jump right back into Risk of Rain 2. How is everybody doing? Hope you've been having a great month. We're leading up to Christmas. A very, very relaxed time. We're all just chilling, running down the clock. Christmas is sort of that month where, as December starts, you sort of finalize everything. And as you get to mid-December, you're starting to put everything on the shelf, and sort of the 20th onwards is when you start to just fully sit back in a rocking chair, in a recliner, read your favorite book, sit by your fireplace, watch a Christmas movie, spend time with the family, and you just start to reflect. You tend to look back at the year. It may not have been the year you wanted, it may not have been the year you envisioned, but it was your year. You can take solace in that, and you start to think about what you could do for the next year. How things could improve for next year based off the failures or the successes of this year. Hiya, I'm getting rinsed here for a minute. Let me just find a safe space to collect my thoughts. Doesn't seem to be much in terms of boxes so far. I know there's that void bubble, but can I really afford to lose 50% more health on top of what I already have lost? We'll find out later on in this episode whether this gamble has paid off, or whether I have secured my imminent demise. I feel like Captain probably would have the best chance at surviving early because of his microbots. So we're going to try and build our entire basis around that. And I feel like I'm going to have to take this. There's literally nothing else. There's nothing. This might be a very risky maneuver. Oh, our first drone. Perfect, and it's a healing drone. Holy sanctuary. Okay. Shrine, please. A busted key. I don't think there's any point in hacking it, seeing as I've already got one item. But I'm really shocked at the lack of items here. Is there really nothing of worth? Strange. But regardless, adversity is our birthright. We push forward regardless. A mocha. Difficult times, difficult times. On top of already disastrous times. So going back to our little topic about Christmas, yeah, it's just our time to settle down, make amends, sit with the family, eat some good food, spend some time away from, I guess, isolation that we all put ourselves through our day to day. Because we can all say, yeah, we care, we do this, we do that, but at the end of the day, if it's for work, if it's for gaming, if it's for, you know, personal projects, we all do have a form of isolation, and that can weigh down on people quite a bit throughout the year. But the thing about people, I guess, is that we endure, regardless of what we do. We hate it. We hate every minute of it. We can't stand being alone. We can't stand, you know, having to tumble across this large mountain, but we do it regardless. Because there's something we want to see on the other end of that mountain. So I like Christmas because everybody just collectively decides it's time to stop. It's time to wind down and chill. Unfortunately for me, I haven't had that experience yet because this is why I've been gone for like, I think, a couple weeks now. I haven't uploaded. I got really sick. Really sick. Like I mentioned it in my Hollow Knight series, like towards the end, that I was getting a little bit under the weather. Yeah, I underestimated the hell out of it. So it was an experience, and the doctors and the NHS were not, you know, it was not happening. I went to them early to try and nip it in the bud, and they just kept telling me one problem at a time, but I had multiple things going on, and by the time I managed to get another appointment, I went to the hospital before I went back to my doctor, but the hospital told me, hey, it's not an emergency. Even though you're in so much pain, we can't classify you as an emergency, so you have to go back home. So I haven't slept for a month straight, basically. I don't mean to, you know, say what doesn't need to. Holy shit, I'm getting rinsed here. Okay, I got rinsed. Yeah, what the fuck was that? Let's redo that. Let's redo that. Okay, I'm gonna keep that first part in, and we're just gonna go again. That was shocking in terms of items and just materials. We're just gonna go straight again. Okay, this looks a little more promising. I'm just glad I can actually eat, because my jaw seized up, and oh, that was a stupid decision. That was such a stupid decision. That was such a stupid decision. Why did I do that? I don't know why I did that. That was so bad. Please give me items. Okay, sticky bomb, decent. Okay, Swarmerang, decent. Very decent. That could be a very big damage boost. But I'm hoping that I'm back onto better days. I'm hoping, because Christmas is my favorite time of the year, and it would be so ugly if I couldn't enjoy it. So, yeah, finally think I'm onto better days in terms of, you know, medical side of things. But Jesus, I could have done without. I really could have done without. Well, that's enough about me. That is enough about me. So instead of talking about me, we're also going to talk about me. That's just, oh god. Oh, sticky bomb. Nice. If we could stack sticky bombs, that would actually be insanely good for this run. I mean, with the poly loot as well. Oh, I thought I could get that. With the poly loot as well, that could ship up to be a really good combo. Right now, it's doing quite a bit of damage, so I'm happy with this current setup. And a cautious slug, yeah, we're doing massively better than the first run. Massively better. But yeah, so So what could I have been doing during all this time? I've been trying to stay off screens for quite a bit. You know, being like bedridden and just having to being awake every minute. I mean, I couldn't even sleep, so that was tough too. But the fact of the matter is, being in that much, having that much inability to partake of any recreational activities, I had to find a lot of things I could do from the comforts of my bed. So I've been trying to stay away from screens because I don't have a TV in my room, so I can't just sit there and watch TV all the time. But I've been reading a lot more, and this kind of started around early November, maybe like late October. But I've been really into books a lot more nowadays, and it started when a mate of mine, for my birthday, he bought me the Black Library book from Warhammer, the Black Library book from Warhammer, and it was the Fabius Bile omnibus. And dude, I would say that I've recently gotten into Warhammer. Like recently, I know I made a few videos, like voiceover videos for Warhammer, but I guess that you could put that down to just excitement at discovering this entirely new world. And yeah, so I was reading the omnibus, and I was so taken by just the world building and the writing. I know each book is done by a different person. So like this Fabius Bile book was done by Josh Reynolds, I think. And then I picked up recently the Ahriman omnibus because I've recently discovered that I'm very much into Thousand Sons. So I picked up the Ahriman omnibus, and I kind of worked from there. And then I started to progress outside of Warhammer. So I also picked up The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho because I heard really good things about it, and I wanted something that felt like a journey. I wanted something that felt like, a life lesson wrapped up in a journey. And I was looking for a book like that, and I kept seeing this book, and I thought, well, let me see the premise. So I read the premise, and honestly, it sounded exactly like what I was looking for. It sounded, like a journey. And so I picked it up. But at the same time, I also picked up a book that was on my list for a very long time, but I always had trouble because it was translated many different ways by many different publishers, and not every translation is going to be accurate to portray the messages within the text. 1 second, I'm looking for this TP because we need to go. We need to go, but I can't find TP. Where is the sacred toilet paper? Is it hiding in the caverns? Well, this is awkward. Here I am with my pants down and I have no toilet paper. That's closed, so it's not there. There it is. Okay. No. Is it? Yeah, it is. Haha. I found it. So, okay, yeah. So, the last book I've bought recently was Marcus Aurelius, Meditations, because I think everybody needs to read a book like that once in their life. A book from the perspective you could never know. An ancient one, when the world was significantly more different than this, a lot more basic, a lot more bare bones, but still relevant to the world we live in now. So, yeah, it's interesting. I'm really... Ooh. Sorry, that is amazing. Okay, yeah, I think that first death was just a warm-up. Now the game is like, oh, okay, do you know what? Here you go. Now we're going to give you a fighting chance. You're probably going to die still, but we're going to let you have some fun while you do it, which is always appreciated. Thank you, game. We appreciate the boons and the blessings you bestowed upon us now. Ooh, I love and hate this place at the same time. I love the music, I love the atmosphere, I love the design. I hate the enemies. I hate every single enemy. They can all rot in hell. Oh, another ATG. Oh, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Right, but we need to have we need more drones. That's something that needs to rack up on the body count. More drones. I wonder, is this the map where we start to assemble our army? Build our machines. Irregardless, we push forward. Because we are the captain, and if we can't take the lead, then this ship is going nowhere. For it is our duty to lead. It is our right, our birthright, to guide, to direct. That is not what I needed. But we've been on quite a nice little stroll recently, so I'll take it. Okay, there we go. Let's make some space. Let's make some distance. We have some good movement items as well, which helps because Captain is so slow. He is the tin can man who cannot move. Okay, there we go. I did want to prioritize that Monster Tooth, just because that thing is keeping us in the running. Oh, that is magical. Okay. Okay, we are doing a lot of damage, and that's kind of why I wanted the Monster Tooth, because even if we're low health, we should be able to do a lot of damage to be able to pick up those monster balls? Balls? Monster health orbs? And, you know, recover. I find myself nowadays really liking calm OSTs. Like really just calm guitars, calm just relaxing music. It's crazy how dynamic music tastes can be throughout your life. Like when I was younger, oh man, I was heavily into heavy metal, and I still am, but not as much as I was back then. Every living moment of my waking hours would be something just filled with either Disturbed, 3 Days Grace, Breaking Benjamin, Slipknot, you know, that sort of thing, that genre of music. I was very much into all of that. And I find myself now I'm starting to break away from it. You know, I still jam out to the certain heavy variety of music. I'm still, you know, heavily into Spiritbox and, you know, Ginger and Trivium. Oh, Trivium as well. But now I find myself just listening to calming music. Yeah, I found myself just listening. I've spent more hours, I think, recently listening to the Far Cry 5 soundtrack. Because that soundtrack just makes you feel like you've been on a journey. It makes you feel like you've gone somewhere. It makes you feel like you've done things. Revelatory. Almost like a download of every... What's the word I'm looking for? It feels like a download of every feeling you have. Every lost emotion, every tired dream that you've had to retire. But at the end of the day, you're still happy where you've ended up. You're not upset at what could have been, but simply grateful that you could have been in a position to have even dreamt of it in the first place, to have seen what that could have been like. Or maybe not. Maybe you're still in the position of your life where you could still do something about it. Nothing is ever set in stone. Just because you're not as spry as you used to be, or not as smart as you once were, or not as physically able as you could have been, doesn't mean there's no chance for you to never reveal that side of you. Like, for example, I have never been one into studying. I couldn't do it. I didn't know how to, I didn't have a system, I didn't have a structure, but I had a very, very good memory. I could memorize things and just regurgitate them like it was the back of my hand. And in one respect, I wish I had to study, because then maybe I would actually have internalized some of what I've remembered. But where am I going with this? Well, let me expedite the process. I recently have this urge to learn stuff. So I'm thinking of learning a new language. And I've always like had this inkling of, yeah, let's learn a language just because you have to. You know, in school you learn a foreign language like French or Spanish, maybe German. But, you know, a lot of people never follow through with it. And those who do, you know, it kind of feels like you never really had a choice, I suppose. Maybe I'm wrong, correct me if I am, but I think there needs to be an intrinsic value to doing something, even if you end up doing it late, even if you end up feeling like, whoa, I should have done this years ago and I would have had an easier time. That's fine. You would have had an easier time. I guarantee you would have had an easier time. It would have been more intuitive. It would have been more natural to you. You would just pick it up quicker. But there's no point in doing something you don't believe in. If you didn't want to learn Spanish, why'd you learn it? Oh, because most people speak it. Okay, but will you want to go and meet those people? Will you want to involve yourself in that side of the world? No. What did you want to do? I wanted to go to Asia. I wanted to learn Chinese instead, but everyone told me it wouldn't have worked. It was a hard language, so I chose the easier one. You know, it's stuff like that, and your first experience when doing something can really define the journey. Because at the end of the day, you're the one who has to push through it. You are the one who has to convince yourself to keep going. Nobody's going to do that for you. And I know it's difficult with all these apps nowadays that try to, you know, make the process fun. But at the end of the day, those apps will always be there regardless of if you're motivated or not. They're not going to motivate you. They're just going to annoy you by telling you hey, you have one lesson today. Hey, you haven't done your lesson today. Hey, if you don't do your Spanish course, I'm going to come to your house and beat you with a fucking bat. You know, it's stuff like that. And at times, yes, it can be motivating. But at the same time, you're like, well, can you just leave me alone today? I've had a bad day. It's been exhausting. I don't want to do this. So, I don't know, maybe that's just one perspective. But I feel like that's a very heavily relatable perspective. So why am I saying all of this? Why am I driveling on and on? Because I want to learn a new language, basically. Obviously, I want to do Japanese. I've always been in love with the Japanese countryside. I think if I ever visited Japan, I don't think I would spend a lot of time in the city. I just don't think that's the place for me. Like, yeah, it's cool. You know, the anime, the culture, the nightlife, the food, the cuisine. But I just feel like the city isn't the place for me. I would like to be in the countryside. And so learning Japanese for that purpose is a very niche thing. That's something I can... Oh, this was a bad decision. But that's something I can do much later in the twilight of my years. What I need to do, for me, is to learn something... Well, I mean, if I can learn it now, I would be more grateful, but there are more languages in my life that might have more relevancy right now. So it's kind of like, well, I want to be practical about it, but I also want to get my joy out of it. Oh, I keep falling. This is like an Alicia Keys album. But yeah, that's sort of my mentality. So I do want to try fully commit to learning Spanish, but I don't want to do it through computers. The only time I would ever want to use a computer is if I have to communicate with somebody else. Because even though it's probably the most nerve-wracking thing I could imagine while learning a language, I feel like, you know, watching other people, other polyglots and people who study linguistics, I feel like the one lesson they always impart to you is that you need to speak to the people who speak that language. You need to immerse yourself into that culture. Because there are some mannerisms, some ways of speaking, some dialects that you will never know from a textbook. So in some respect, I understand that. And yeah, but that's something I would like to do. And it's going to be hard because I do tend to have like a very hard time committing to something. You know, I used to play guitar and then I just never continued because I guess one day I became disillusioned with it. By no means do I hate it, I just couldn't be bothered. So I should pick that up again. But yeah, I do want to end up studying some languages. I feel like everybody should. Everybody should know at least a second language. It just opens up so many possibilities for interactions and talking points and, you know, even business opportunities. You could be a translator. And that could help. You know, a translator for all your mangas, all your manhwas, all of that, you know. Even if you don't want to take it to a professional level, you can at least do that. Help somebody else enjoy the stuff that you enjoy. Because I know that translators sometimes, they've got a lot to do. I was thinking about it while reading mangas. I was like, holy hell. This is just one series. And these guys shove out at least, you know, 4 series a week. You know, that's just one set of translators, and the other ones have to do the other set of translators, depending on the scan website, how many things they've picked up. You know, it's difficult work, but yeah, I just want to learn a language, basically. And it's going to be tough, but hell, you're never too old to do something, so I'm gonna give it my best go. I'm having a really hard time finding these TPs. I really am. And I'm not finding any drones, but I think we're good to go. We've been getting some good stuff. The PSGs I could probably have done without. Oh Christ. Wait, hold on. I got this. The Xi construct, key construct. Nope. You bad touch. Stranger. Danger. Oh, it's there too. That's cool. That's the, I think that's the, sort of like the teaser for the DLC. So that's interesting. Oh, no. I learned my lesson. Fighting this absolute monstrous thing. I still have my, my thingamajiggy. My elixir, if things go wrong. Oh, why does it keep putting up that virgin shield? Put it away. Fight me like a man. Stop putting up your firewall. Okay, there we go. That could have gone a lot worse. Ooh, razor wire. Potential for chaos. Speaking of chaos. I said I'd be back when I had stuff to say, and apparently I do. I have a lot to say. Speaking of chaos, I have been, even though I've been kind of basically comatose, there has been one thing that I've been trying to do. So, like I said before, I've been reading the Warhammer books, and one book that really got me was, I went out with a couple of friends around autumn time, and I was on the train and a friend of mine gave me a book that I knew about, but I didn't fully read it, and it was the Night Lords Omnibus. If you know about that book, holy hell, that book does not need to go that hard. And I read the first pages, I read the first chapter at least. Holy hell, man, that is some good writing. It is some good writing. It's good soup. The soup was so spicy and flavorful. you would think it was draped with the blood and bones of your enemies, which sounds about right for a Night Lord. But holy hell, Purple Worm. But I was sitting around, just chilling, dying, trying to get by, and I was thinking, what could I do to distract myself? And I was rereading my books, and I remembered that quote from the first chapter, where Talos is kind of talking, you know, sort of having like a self-monologue. And then at the end of it, he's just like, you know, remember that when we come for you. And I said, holy hell, I want to do something with that. I want to do a voiceover for that. It's been a while since I've done a voiceover. I would like to try it. I would like to do it. And so I sat down. Ooh, this could be make or break. Ooh, that's tough. So I sat down to do it, and I did it. Now why am I bringing it up? Now the problem here is that for some reason I'm just not happy with it. I've done about 7 renditions of the video over the last month. Just trying. I've done so many recordings, but I've only made the video about 7 times. I'm just trying different ways, different music, different approaches. And I'm not sure how I'm supposed to reflect it, because the way the text is written is, I don't want to be too aggressive with it. But at the same time, I want to go about it the same way a hunter would. I tried looking into his backstory as well to try and get a sense for his, I don't know, his behavior, his mannerisms, his personality. And I don't want to be too aggressive. I even found some videos on YouTube of some very talented people doing the speeches, but I've noticed they all do the same speech. The one about the skies of terror, that is blatantly, you know, a bit more of a war cry. But I've never seen anyone do, or at least, yeah, I've never seen it. It's probably out there. I should do some more digging, but I've never seen anyone do a more calmer excerpt from the book. And so it's difficult when you have to pave that way yourself, but I think I have something. It's a bit more calmer, and it's a bit more sort of like a conversation. Well, not a conversation, but it's more like a, you know, like a VoxLink chat between Talos and maybe a victim, where he's trying to psych you out mentally. And I also had to wrestle with the idea of, do I go full British, or do I, you know, add that Eastern flair that Night Lords are supposed to kind of be inspired by. They are technically vampires, right? So they get their influence from Vlad the Impaler, who was from Wallachia. So that's obviously Eastern, oh shit, hold on. Okay, an Eastern influence. So I tried to incorporate that into it, and I'm just sitting on it, and I'm thinking, have I done the right thing? Is this correct? Is this not correct? Does this make sense? Does it sound cringe? Is this accurate? And I'm not sure. But I think I have something for now. And I think, irregardless of how I feel about it, I think I'm gonna put it out soon. It's a little bit rough around the edges, but I feel like it's a first step towards something, because I've never done, you know, an actual voiceover from a book. Usually it's just memes or very short things. I've always wanted to do audiobooks, but, you know, I've always had this innate dislike for the sound of my voice for prolonged time. So, and I've always had a trouble with pacing as well. I've always struggled to, I'm digressing too much. Regardless, I have a video. It's technically there, but it's technically not there. And I may or may not post it. God, you would think I was a member of the Alpha Legion with all these questions. Or all these backtracks. But yeah, that's kind of just where I'm at right now. Because if I yeah, I don't know, because I want to do more like that. The Warhammer books are gold. They're so good, and I wanna put that flair on it. That's really cool. I really hope this DLC is good. I really do. Because it's not by Hoppo, is it? It's technically by Gearbox. Now that they've been, you know, acquired. Well, that didn't do anything. Right, let's see if we can coax you into the void. And see if you can sort of whittle yourself down to death. Hello, Mr. Cyclops. Your appointment is down here. You're in the wrong building. Ooh, what's in here? Nope. Nope. Maybe with Brittle Crown, that might be a good option. But not for now. Okay, this should be good. This should be a good spot. He should, okay, now he should, a very big should, clip slowly into this void bubble and start losing his health. I might lose my drones, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make because I am sort of rich and I do have my hacking drones. So, as long as I watch my back, he's not going in. He's not going in. He's not going in. This has not gone right. You, bad. You have been a very bad kitty. Let's try to do this. Let's try to do that. Somerang. Okay, let's try come back through. I'm slowly realizing I've spent too much time here. But that's okay. I think we're doing things. I think we're getting somewhere. Maybe I should visit Newt. What could I get from Newt though? Would there be anything that could probably... Yeah, would there be anything that would probably boost my power? But I think we're just gonna play around this little area. There we go. Hit the Somerang again. Let the bleed do some of that absolute movement of work. And dash through. God, this is just reminding me, doing all this movement, all this in and out, that I need to finish Elden Ring. Oh, if anybody's watched my first round of Risk of Rain, I talk a lot about Elden Ring. But yeah, I still haven't finished it. I just got bored. I can't lie, I got bored. And I don't know why I got bored. I think I just got lost too much and I just became so disillusioned with exploring. I think what it was as well is I was so enamored by the architecture that I think every time I play Elden Ring, I just want to go into Blender and try and recreate it. Every time. Where the hell did you go? Oh, you're over there. So yeah, every time I play Elden Ring, I'm just like, well, I don't really want to be here. I don't know how to get to the boss. I don't know how to do this. Let me just go to Blender and try to make these beautiful archways and these cathedrals. And then that doesn't work out, so I'm like, shit, well, let me go find something else to do. I do have a focus problem. Right, that should be it. There we go. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Give me my legendary, please. Is that what I think it is? Ho ho ho, Chimama. It is. It is my brilliant behemoth. That's what we're waiting for. That's what it has all been about. And we have new. Natural and organic. And shit. That is the worst possible outcome. but we fight regardless. We're doing insanely well considering we don't have a syringe. And our drones are still alive as well. That's a massive thing. Ah, that was too late. Come on. Come on. That's perfect time for Sormarang. There we go. Now you should die. There we are. Nah, actually that's not really good. Because we don't have critical. We have no critical strike. But all in all, we're doing pretty good. Can't lie. Just need some more drones. Ooh. It is nice to come back to this game. I think what I'll do is I know the way I usually operate is I do cycles. And I kind of like go through each survivor just in one rapid succession. But I think what I might do is I'm going to be a bit more variety. I'm going to be a bit more varied. Yeah, I'm going to be a bit more varied in my approach to this. I think I'm going to do a Risk of Rain video, and then maybe I'll do something on the side that I would like to do personally. Maybe go back to my story videos, or maybe I'd like to do a voiceover video, and then I'd come back to this. So I don't get too burnt out, because before I was getting kind of burnt out with Risk of Rain. I was. 100%. Cannot lie. These are of no use to... Actually. No. I have good things. I can't get rid of them. Transcendence? No. Drugs? No. Nah, we're alright. We are all good. So we're just going to keep on trucking to Sky Meadows. Yes, I have to say it like that. Yes, it's weird, I know. Am I going to change it? Hell no. Grandbaba! Let's see what we can do here. Oh. Whoopa. Okay, let's dissect this. We're gonna give it some variety. Right, more shield. Shield is always good. Shield is good. Movement is better because once again, it's the golden rule. You can't take damage if you don't get hit. Simple as. But in the horrible case where you do get hit, it's always good to have some insurance. Just like driving a car. Beep beep. Boom. Right, let's go for that big chest. Legendary, I'm calling it. Boom. Give me. Nope, I've been deceived. Ooh, but I'll take that. Guillotine is just as good as a legendary in my opinion. 100%. The question is, should I loop? Now here's the difficult part. Every time I loop, okay? Every time I loop, it never ends well. Should I bite the bullet and not loop? Should I not do that? Should I give myself a fighting chance by not looping? Or do I double down and say to myself, hey, you're gonna go far, kid. But only if you take that leap. It's all just a leap of faith. So many void creatures. I think we don't need to loop. I think we're good. But then again, I always think that. I'm too optimistic. Let's see how this wave goes, or this stage. and then we can make an educated guess. Ooh, gasolina. Best item in the game. Actual S tier. If I had an S tier list, gasoline would be at the top. No doubt. No doubt in my mind. Oh, hello. Sorry, Larry. Your free trial of life has expired. Alright, come on, time to praise the sun. Come on, old man. Too late. You had your chance. The dementia got to him. Larry? What is this? I don't like being toyed with. I saw you die. The news of my death was greatly exaggerated. Okay, we're doing pretty good damage. We're pretty powerful. But the thing is, I only say that because we're still looping. I've learned through extensive trial and error, extensive studies done by a not so reputable university. Oh, wait, hold on. That's a sign. That's a sign that we don't loop. Because with eccentric race, I can skip the pillars. Ah, fuck. Not bad. Yeah, with eccentric race, I can skip the pillars. Which means we can go straight to mythics. So, you know, that's something. That is something. That's not something I should ignore. But, oh, but, we could do command. We could do command from here and get some sticky bombs. We could stack sticky bombs. Oh, and there's glasses as well. And it's the bit coming up. Hi, welcome. Welcome to this Risk of Rain video, and welcome to my channel. My name's Seshto. I play video games. Well, yeah. I play video games like everybody else. And I say some stuff while I do them. Some of it's relevant, some of it's not. But we all have a great time regardless. Backup mag. The most useless item on Captain. And it's not by its own fault. Honestly, it's got nothing to do with the backup mag itself. Bloody hell, I'm getting scammed. It's literally the fact that Captain's Mouse 2 is barely useless. It's useless. It has no use. I don't know how else to explain it. If you look up uselessness words, if you look up uselessness in the dictionary, you will find a picture of two things. You will find Captain's Mouse 2 and you will find Gotham GCPD. Yeah. What do we have here? Nothing of consequence. Ooh, this is difficult. Do I loop? Am I ready? This is the empire I built. Am I ready to destroy it? Do I have any right to destroy it? Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two scraps and I'm going to pop them in here and we're going to loop. We're going to loop to the goddamn moon. Oh, God! Holy God. Right, where's that confounded... Oh, there it is. Hello. I would like to use your services. For pain. Ooh, we have a void bubble here. Could take advantage. Grandbaba? Ooh, you're not going in the bubble, are you? Are you going to take damage? No, you're not. Ah, okay. Holy guacamole! Hey, yo, ma! Hey, yo, ma! Grandpa fucking overdosed on the dialysis machine again. Okay, that was impressive. Okay, we're definitely looping. I just hope I don't get too overzealous here. Don't think about it. Nobody gets rewarded when you overthink things. Everybody loses when you overthink things. Overthinking is like a headbutt. Everybody loses. It's effective when it's done, but everybody loses. There's not a single situation where you win if you overthink. What's that book? It's a book I want to get. The Book of the Five Rings by Miyamoto Musashi, where it's the art of not trying. If you're too preoccupied with looking at one blade of grass, you will miss the entire forest. Something like that. Or you'll miss the tree. And if you're too focused on one tree, you will miss the forest. Oh shit, I was supposed to go command. No. Oh well. We keep moving forward. I couldn't take my own lessons. Here I am preaching, but not listening. I do want to get that book as well. Book of the Five Rings. I have a theme here. Marcus Aurelius, Miyamoto Musashi. I have a type. But I think... Oh, you are dangerous. You go to distant lands. But I think that the thing with those books is they're written by men who have lived the dualities of the spectrum. They've been aggressors and they've been protectors. They've been calm and they've been violent. Peaceful and enraged. And it provides so much more insight when you have someone who has been through that, who has lived that. Someone who has overcome that nature. To say that, yes, I could have been like my predecessors. I could have been an abuser of power, but I chose a different path. And I chose to be better. Whoa. Stupid idiot. Yeah, so I value those books better, because there's loads of self-help books out here. Loads of self-help books. And they're all written by millionaires who got lucky breaks. And they're all written by millionaires, you know, people, you know, you honestly don't want to hear that story from. I understand they're trying to help out and they're like, hey, you know, I had nothing to my name, I had $500 and I made myself into a self-made millionaire. But it's like at the end of the day, it doesn't feel genuine. At least to me, it doesn't feel genuine. It feels like you're trying to sell me something still. That's why I don't like it when they sell courses. I mean, you say you have all this money, but at the end of the day, you're still trying to sell me something. And I don't know. I don't know. It just comes across like the intention is good. You want to share your knowledge, you want to share your, you know, your secrets, you want to inspire a new generation, but it just feels disingenuous. Everybody's so concerned with being a millionaire by the time they're 27. And it's just, if I was a millionaire by 27, I wouldn't know what to do with all that money. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. I'd probably just give it all to my mum. Just say, hey, have at it. Because I'm at that age where I only need a couple thousands. I only need thousands, you know. I don't need millions. What am I going to do with millions? Buy a fancy car that I barely drive? Marry a girl who barely loves me? And I know that's a very pessimistic way of looking at it. I understand that. That's a very pessimistic way of looking at it. But that's what you see all the time. They say money can't buy you happiness, but it does make life tolerable. And there is merit to that. It does make life insanely tolerable. But if you have to tolerate your life, then clearly you've done something wrong. You have done something that you are not happy with. So, yeah. Like as a person, you should be able to just... I mean, that's the difficult part as well. I guess you could call it wishful thinking. But it's the idea of... You know, I think Buddha is a very good example. I think he was a prince and he just walked out one day. I think. Maybe that's wrong.
But I think the principle or the main teaching was that he had everything and he just left it all behind because it had no meaning. One day you just open your eyes and the world is suddenly colorful. It's no longer black and white, or it's no longer a hue of grey. It has shades, it has tones, it has shadows, it has light. And all of a sudden you start to notice all of these things and you're like, holy crap, how did I not see that before? Like, you ever just look at a tree and just say to yourself, like, this is weird, this is really weird, but I have done this. You ever just looked at a tree and just realized, damn, that's a good tree. That is a bloody good tree. It's weird, I know, it's weird, but look, when we're in these videos, right, we're not here to do anything. We're here to just explore. Honestly, this might be the wrong place to do it. I might need to make like an ASMR thing, or shit, I don't know, maybe just make a separate channel, because I just ramble. But the idea is, you know, what is the idea? Fuck, I've lost it. What is the idea I'm making? Yeah, the idea is that, you know, this is our chance to explore ourselves. To think about the things we usually turn away from. To usually say, well, you know, that's a problem for future me. Well, guess what? Future you is now. Future you is here. Future you needs answers. And we're going to discuss those answers. We're going to discuss those topics. Never have me on a podcast, by the way. Never. I have a friend who he streams a lot nowadays on Twitch TV /Zerdit. Twitch TV Zerdit. If you ever want to check him out, he does gaming videos, he does this and that. He's very good. I recommend him. But every Tuesday, he tries, or recently every Tuesday, we play Grim Dawn. We started Grim Dawn on his Twitch channel. And excuse me, let me sip my tea. So we started Grim Dawn together, and then I wasn't really like into the game. I wasn't convinced that the game was for me, but we finished it. Honestly, we beat the final boss, and my first words were, "Is that it?" I was completely flabbergasted at the fact that that was it. But I said, fuck it. It was a decent game. I had a good time. The combat was pretty fun. I'm gonna try the DLC. It went on sale. I picked it up. He picked it up. And we've brought back Grim Dawn after a couple of months to play together. And yeah, I'm kind of unhinged. I'm kind of unhinged on those streams. I'm nothing compared to how I am here. I'll be honest with you. I'm nothing compared to how I am here. I'm a monster. So if I'm ever invited on a podcast that isn't mine, I'm not like completely unhinged, but it's just I don't seem to have a filter. As you can tell by these videos, I kind of jump from topic to topic, and I try to explore that topic, even if it means taking a very deviant perspective on it. Because I like to understand. I like to view it from all angles, because nothing is ever, you know, just flat 2D. Everything has an alternative to it, even if that alternative seems so out of reach that you think to yourself, there's no way someone would think about that. I would think about it. Because that's how you form an opinion. I think I'm jumping again, but I think too many people have access to other people's opinions. And I think not many people are looking into it for themselves before they've decided. And I don't mean that, how do I explain that? Because I do have a hard time sort of getting across my meaning. What I mean is sort of, a lot of people through TikTok or maybe Snapchat or maybe social media itself, they consume a lot of knowledge through creators. You know, people who will summarize the news for them. And there are many good people who do that. People who remain unbiased, people who remain very neutral. But I think everybody should essentially have their own opinion on something that they have thought about before they consume somebody else's. I think it's just a good practice to know where you stand first, and then to see if somebody else could not change your mind, but sort of provide a new perspective. And something that you could say, ah, now see, I didn't think of that. And then that will allow you to evolve your opinion. Because now you've had the influence of somebody else to provide some other form of information, which now says, oh, well, if I combine that information with the information I already had, I could have something completely different here. And that's the beauty of it all, really. That's the beauty of just network. And I know networking is bloody hard. Networking is hard. Sometimes we just don't have the energy for it, but that's just the way I like to approach things. And I don't do it all the time. Today might be an outlier. Today I might be feeling good about myself. I mean, shit, I've had a lot to say for the last hour. And it's going to be hard to edit this because, genuinely, I think it's pretty good content. So it's hard to edit, so I might make this episode insanely long. This might be like an hour plus. But, do you know what? I'm okay with that. I like videos that are an hour plus. Because when you just need to zone out, or when you need to focus on something else, and you just want something in the back, something to make you feel like you're not just sitting by yourself alone in a room, hankered down like some sort of test tube monkey. It's nice to have something on in the background, something consistent, something that you can just identify with throughout the hour or two, and just say, yeah, you're here, you're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing. Sort of like a study session, I guess. But yeah, I said I'd be back when I had a lot to say, and my god, do I have a lot to say. I'm gonna run out of topics for the next few videos. But yeah, I would like to explore new opportunities, but that's all I'm saying. That's all I just do things. I'm just a dog chasing cars. I don't know what I would actually do when I catch one. Probably just read the license plate, then piss on the exhaust pipe. Oh man, this does not bode well. Okay, you stay there, stay there, stay there. Ooh, can I get TC? TC, 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 TC. TC, 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 please. Oh, one thing I'm actually getting into now again is Monster Hunter World. Did anybody see that Monster Hunter Wilds trailer? Holy moly, that looks good. That's some nice that's some mighty fine gaming stuff, huh? And Dragon's Dogma 2. If I had a decent PC, I would definitely be going for that, but I think it's just outside my PC range. And I don't plan on upgrading. I think I'm at that stage in my life where I'm happy with what I have. I don't need to rush to upgrade. I don't need to rush to spend all that money for no reason. My PC does what it does, and it's alright. But my god, Capcom is gonna take so much of my money. It's not even funny, man. Like, if I was heavily into Tekken, I would have lost so much. Because there's Tekken, there's freaking Monster Hunter, there's Dragon's Dogma 2. Oh man. What a wild time for gaming, huh? I mean, it's kind of OTAS considering the last few years have been mediocre with like Forspoken. But then what was that game? The day after? that just absolutely just flopped. And you know, it sucks to see a game like that, because you know behind that game there are actual people who have put their time and effort into it. You shouldn't hate the developers, you should hate the people who are in charge of the developers, which I guess are the developers, but it's sort of like the upper echelon of developer. You know, there's a hierarchy, there's the person who designs the stuff, there's the art directors, there's the art creators, the concept artists, and then there's the guys upstairs who just have their arms crossed across their chest and just like, "Brr, brr, brr, brr. We want you to include more social justice aspects." And then they don't win Game of the Year, and they sit there like, what? How could we not win Game of the Year? We pandered to literally every single subclass. And it's just, well, people didn't want that. But why wouldn't they want that? Are you telling me people are bigots? No, I'm telling you that nobody wants a pill forced down their throat. And you tried to shove an entire Twix bar down my throat. I don't have that kind of skill set, lad. I'm a man of God. I'm not built for this heresy. I'm not built to be, you know, Man was not built for heresy. It's difficult. It is difficult, but I'm glad Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year. They deserve that. Like I love Baldur's Gate 3. If I had the SSD space, I would still have it installed, but having that on my SSD left me with like 20 gigabytes of SSD space. Don't ask me what's on my SSD. We're not that close. But yeah, I'm so glad that won. But gaming is going to be pretty nice coming up soon. Right, predictive measures. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, that was satisfying. Torn apart by spatial rend. Okay, where's the TP? I think it's time to get schmoving. It's time to get going. Time to go get gone. There it is. Actually, let's get rid of that Dune Strider first. I don't need any unwanted variables turning up. Oh, Monster's Tooth. So good. I'm a bit disappointed there's no TC. And where's that imp as well? I'd like to take care of that imp. Oh, suck. Big suck. Can I do this? Can I do this? Oh, he's not sucking me. Oh, do they only have a limited amount of sucks that they can do? Interesting. Who knew that one person could only suck so much? You ever just say something and then sort of have to think back to yourself like, that didn't need to happen. That didn't need to happen. But it's done now. It's done now. Now I must take ownership. I need that shade Eximus gone. It's too dangerous. And that Malachite one gone as well. That's going to be extremely dangerous. One thing I'd like to make very clear is, if you're new to this series, I never win. I never win. It's just not in my DNA. I always loot, and I always end up dying because of it. But the point here is having fun. Oh, this could be difficult. Whoop. Should I go high ground? Probably. I wish I had a double jump. That would be pretty good. Okay, let's try it. Oh, my incinerator drone is gone. Oh no. Okay, let's try this. Let's go in like that and boom. And that should do a big chunk of damage. That's up, so we'll do that again. Luckily we have speed. We have all the speed. Boom, 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 boom. Ho, 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 ho. I am a walking turret. Do you face me? Do you wish to see your god? Well, open your eyes, child, for he stands before you. And he's slowly dying, so excuse me while I take a small rest. I need some Gatorade. Actually, no, I need Lucozade. Gatorade. Nah, I don't like it. I don't like it. Wax quail. Oh, that's perfect. Boink, boink. Where was I? Yes, I was talking about my horrendous win rate on these videos. I don't think I've ever won a single run. But I've had a lot of fun doing it, which is the main concern here. Because if you're not having fun, why are you playing a game? You know? I think what it is I always overestimate myself. I always think I'm insanely powerful just because I'm looping. But I keep forgetting that the only reason I'm powerful while looping is because of AoE effects. Like on-kill effects, you know, AoE stuff, it's crazy. You get to the moon, and for some reason everything is infinitely harder. And your AoEs aren't triggering, and things are not dying, and the next thing you know, you're dead. But, yeah, in these runs I barely get there. These runs are just for us to chat, just for us to talk. How you doing? You holding up? How's the family? Say hello to your ma for me. Let me have some more tea. My tea's gone cold. There ain't even no flavor no more. Right, legendary. Aha, Captain's finally useful here. Where is it? Where is it? Come on. I'm confused about where I'm gonna go. My GPS isn't working. Hello. Right, where would it be? I missed. Would it be up in tree? Nope. Would it be down there? Well, I say nope to tree, but barely even checked. Oh, it's Larry the Lobster. But even with my friends, I don't play Risk of Rain conventionally. In the beginning, it was all really like fun and chaotic, and then slowly, as they started to get addicted to the game, I'd say, they always play the game so not sweaty. They still have fun. They have a lot of fun, but I think the problem they have is that they're too rigid with how they approach the game. They're way too rigid. They say, okay, stage 2 void fields, stage 3, you know, find new. Let's go back to new. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. And it's just, I think at that point, it's like, you know, the game feels too structured. This is a game about chaos at its core. It is all about chaos at its core. I need a double jump so badly. I can't get up this damn tree. Okay, this might be the way. This is the way. I found the way. But yeah, I played one game because I was feeling up to it. And is it seriously up there? It can't be. That would be so racist. But I played one game and we went to Void Fields, and I think one of them, yeah, it is up there, for God's sake. And they were playing Captain. And I like to steal people's loot. I never used to be that kind of guy, but necessity. 31,000. Holy Captain, thank you. Thank you, Captain. Oh, Captain, my Captain. And I always steal loot. And it's hilarious when I do it, because it's funny when people have that sense of hope when they think they've got something perfect for them. So we were in Void Fields, and we just finished Void Fields. No, we didn't finish it. We were still doing it, and a mate of mine hit the chest, and he was playing Captain, and he got an ICBM. But before he could get to it, the little NG that was me, just raced right through and took it. And he was and he just wasn't expecting it, and the disappointment, because it wasn't something like a brilliant behemoth. It wasn't something like, you know, a ceremonial dagger. It wasn't something universal. It was literally tailored for Captain. That was Shattering Justice. Okay, we'll take it. Not too bad, but it was something tailored for Captain. And there was this moment of hope where he believed that everything was going to be all right. And then I came in like the absolute drift king I am, Need for Speed Underground, and just swiped it up. And then we died. But you know, it was fun. It was really, really fun. But that's kind of the way I like to play Risk of Rain. I had my fun where I was all rigid and I was like, hey, let me try optimize the build to be the perfect build, and let me try get some Mithrix and speedrun it. Now I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to play the game. I can't wait to see the DLCs because the maps look really, really good. They look really diverse. We finally get our double jump, so life is looking pretty good. What's in here? Another wax quail. I will definitely take that. So, all in all, can't complain. Now, before we depart, I'd like to do some mob clearing, because there are way too many people here. And once that boss hits, I will be locked in place. Holy moly, that laser was accurate. Hey Larry, how you going, lad? You good? How's the wife and kids? Right. Don't blow up at me. I didn't do anything. Ah, my drones. See you later. Okay. Can I pick them up, or have they been deleted from existence? They've been deleted from existence. That is not cash money. That is very not cash money. I needed those healing drones as well. Because there's not many drones in these stages. There just aren't. And it's tricky because, oh, somehow I survived. Okay, let's get rid of these fellas by hitting one of those. God, there's a lot. Bloody hell. Might be a stone titan. But this is what I'm talking about. The damage is all AoE. Like, if they did what Vampire Survivors did, where they show you what each... Oh, gup. Fuck. Man, as soon as I saw the gup, I knew. As soon as I saw the gup, I knew. Damn, man. That damn gup. That sounds racist, huh? When you call something a gup. That damn gup. Doing its guppy things with its guppy people. That's gotta be racist. But yeah, it's exactly what I said. We never win, but we have a good time. Honestly, I think we could have taken that to the moon, but I have no clue how I could have avoided that situation. They just spawned right on my head. And as soon as I turned away, another one was there with the spikes. Gups are difficult. I think there was very little I could have done in that moment. So I'm not too upset, because we talked about a lot. We came back into Risk of Rain with poise and determination. I never explained Eclipse, but we'll do that another time, just to save some topics for the next episode. And yeah, I'll try to be a little more consistent, but if I'm not, then bear with me. I appreciate that. I appreciate whoever watches this. You know, I make the content. I don't necessarily need the views. I just like to put something out there. And yeah, thank you for hanging out with me. A bit rough around the edges, but everything is rough around the edges in the beginning. And with that being said, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being here. Thank you for jamming with me. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you have a great morning, a great evening, or a great night. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.